Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to cover how to find expired domains or domains that have been dropped using expireddomains.net and a few other websites. So this is going to be a totally free method of finding expired domains. This video is aimed for somebody who's just starting out to build their private blog network, somebody who doesn't have $2,000 or $3,000 from clients to go out there and buy high PR sites. You can find really good PRNA, PR0 sites by checking these manually. It takes a little bit of time, but I think the payoff is great, and you can pick these domains up for simply the price of registration. Also, you can find coupons for the registrars, and sometimes you can even pick them up for 99 cents. So it's really a great way to get started. Now, if you're a veteran or if you're looking to buy some high PR sites, just go to a domain broker, find yourself a good broker, let them do all this legwork, and go ahead and buy those sites. Save yourself the time. But if you're somebody who's just starting out, like I said, and are willing to do the legwork, you can save a lot of money, of course, in exchange for time. So let's hop into it. So I use this tool called expireddomains.net. This is similar to Register Compass, except that it's totally free. So what we're going to look for is some metrics and checks and balances of these domains. So first of all, go out there and get an expireddomains.net account, totally free, just register. Okay. We're also going to use Namecheap as a registrar just to check domain availability. You can use GoDaddy, you can use Network Solutions, whatever the heck you want to use. We're going to use Rank Checker to make sure that the PR of this domain isn't fake. We're going to check for 301 redirect, which basically just means that you don't have a site that has good metrics that actually points to another site, and that's what we're buying, so we don't get scammed. We're also going to use Wayback Machine so that we can see what these domains look like when they were active. We're going to use this drop tool right here, who is .domains tool, to make sure that this domain has been dropped more than twice. And then, of course, we're going to use Majestic as SEO just to check backlink profiles and some other things. Then we'll use Open Site Explorer to do one final check, and then if everything checks out, then we're good to go. So back to expireddomains.net. I'm going to cover some things that I use that I haven't really heard anyone talk about, my filters and all that, just kind of weed out the garbage and come out with some good domains. Essentially what I'm looking for is a domain that is brandable, something that hasn't been spammed to death. I'm looking for something that it is more along the lines of a legit business or a legit website that actually somebody forgot to register or they went out of business, and it's really good. I'm looking to stay away from things like porn links, Viagra, gambling, random links for Russian sites that don't make sense. And I'm looking to stay away from domains who have the majority of the links coming from blog networks. So with that being said, expireddomains.net, land on the homepage, and here we can filter out. Okay, so let's say that I'm going to search for a domain that contains a certain word. We'll say we'll say pets, right? If I search for pets, this tool is going to bring 20,000 domains that have been expired. Everything from .info to .mobi to .com to .net, whatever. Okay, some of these are going to be really crappy and some of these are going to be good. On the far right hand side where it says status, you can see what the price of these domains are. Right now, this one's currently going for $12 on GoDaddy. Somebody's entering in a bidding war for these domains. I know that people go crazy over this metric here, PR. I really don't care about this metric. It's just a public number that Google assigns a domain that lets them know basically the kind of the strength of the domain. But in my eyes, the strength of the domain comes from the backlinks, and Google updates their internal PR daily, from what I understand, and they never match the public one, so don't worry about that. But anyhow, this filter right here is pretty useless. The word pets is pretty useless because we end up with a ton of stuff that we can't use. We'll spend hours and hours sifting through domains this way. So what I like to do is actually do a little bit out of the box thinking. What I do when I do my keyword research here, or when I search for a domain with a specific keyword, I actually type in things that I know for sure may have been legit type businesses or things that don't really have SEO behind it. So for example, if I type in wedding band, okay, I know somebody could probably be targeting that because they may want to sell wedding bands online. But if I type in something like events, seminars, symposiums. Those are type of things that come and go. All right, nobody's gonna really be. I mean, you can potentially SEO an event, but if you have an event, chances are your website's gonna get a lot of links, and then you're gonna let it go. Like say sandcastle competition or sandcastle event 2012 or something. You're probably gonna register another one for the 2013 version of it. So I like to think about using keywords in here where I'm pretty sure that I can find something that's good. The other important thing about this is filters. We're gonna go through the filters of how I set these up so that you can weed out these 20,000. So let's say that we were looking for the word pet. Click on filters. Right out of the common filters tab, I'm gonna choose. I don't want to see any fake PRs. Okay. I also page rank. It's not important to me. But links, backlinks are. I want to have a minimum of at least 50 links going back to it. The higher, the better. Okay. Then I go to additional filters, and I want to include .coms, .nets, .orgs, .info, and you can include as many as you want. This is just my preference. And then I go here, and I only want to choose domains that are available for registration. Then I click on AdWords and SEO, and I want page rank. This is really important because this is really more of an accurate metric that determines the power of a domain. I want it to be at least 30. Some people say 20, some people say 30. Totally up to you. Remember, these are just kind of guidelines. You can break these rules. You can go only 20 links if you want, or you can go with one of page rank of 20. If you notice that 30 isn't giving you good results, just go one lower. You'll get more. And I think that's it. That's all that I use. I'm gonna click apply, and that filters down from 20,000 to only 10 domains that match my criteria. Now in this criteria, I know that my page authority, because I set it in my filter, is above 30. I know that I'm not gonna get any fake domains. I know that my backlinks are gonna be at least 50. Okay, first and foremost. And then what I like to do is just kind of look at these site names. If they actually make sense, then I go for it. If they don't make sense, then I don't go for it. Like zombie pets, for example, .info. I don't really know what that is, but it doesn't appear like somebody would be targeting that anyhow. So we're gonna go now to the checks and balances. Like I'm gonna highlight this domain, I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna work my way through these tabs all the way through the end, because that's actually the order that I'm gonna go into. First of all, I'm gonna drop it in here. I wanna make sure that this domain is still available before I continue anything further. Okay, so I have the .info right there. It's wide open. I can pick this guy up for the price of registration if I wanted to. Next thing, I want to make sure that even though my PR is going to be 0 on these or NA, I still want to make sure that it's not fake, that it's still legit. So this is good. If it was fake, it would say fake PR right here. Okay, then I want to make sure that these guys are not 301 redirects. What I mean by that is that I want to make sure that the domain isn't like buybeagles.com and then somebody forwarded that to zombiepets.info, and that's why this domain is showing all those links. If I do that and I buy it, I'm gonna get scammed. The next thing I want to do is I want to check to make sure that Wayback Time Machine, I want to see what was actually on this domain. So from 2011, now sometimes you'll be able to tell, sometimes you won't be able to tell, because this archive.org whatever thing isn't that great. But right now you can tell that this domain was at GoDaddy, was sitting there for a while in 2012, and I just do some random checks, some random numbers just to see what was on these guys. I don't know what's on there. Again, 2011. I don't really see anything here. It's sort of, I think it's a forum. All information on zombie pets, games, rules, report problems, zombie pet discussion. This was some sort of a forum. Some sort of a forum or something like that. So it appears to be legit right now. So far, so good. And then I'm gonna go here to Warrior. I'm gonna go here to whois.domains.com. Type it in here, and I want to make sure that this domain wasn't like dropped like 5 times, that it wasn't registered or anything like that 5 times. So I can tell this right here that 9 changes. It's had 9 changes. It's got 5 unique name servers over the past 2 years. So it wasn't really dropped. It just changed servers, it changed registration, but it didn't really drop. So that's okay. And then I go here to, Majestic SEO, which is going to tell me my metrics. Again, what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a lot of purple, just like that. You see that purple? That's great. Now, less purple, still good, just depends on the type of links. So here what I'm looking for is my links, my external links, of course, to be over 50. I'm looking for a very diverse referral domain number here. So if this was 10,000 and this was like 2, that's really bad, because that means 10,000 links are coming from 2 different websites. But here, I've got over 1,800 websites that are linking to this. The other thing I'm looking for is referring IPs. These kind of go hand in hand. And then citation and trust flow. I'm looking for something that's over 10 on each, ideally. Okay, now this can be broken. This doesn't necessarily mean that, because this is 2, you're going to drop this domain or you're not going to pick it up. Ideally, it's going to be 10 on each, but I'll make a decision based on, the type of links that this domain has. The other thing I want to stay away from that this will tell me is Viagra links, gambling links, random links that come from Russian websites, etc. The other great thing about this tool, Majestic SEO, is that you can also check the subdomain. So this is zombiepets.info, but if I want to check www.zombiepets.info, I can do that too. And you can see that in this case, the stronger one is zombiepets.info. So that's the one that I want to analyze. If I scroll down here, I can see a really quick snapshot of the link profile. Most of it says other anchor text, and then you have a few other here. Okay. Then we go to anchor text, and I'm looking for things that just kind of stick out. Things are like, SEO to hell or blog network types or whatever. So I can tell that this one right here, Japanese bondage pics right there, female feet bondage, 3D sex princesses. This domain is junk. Okay, you've got some porn links going to it. You got random Russian, anything you see that it's got like Russian websites on it, automatic trash. Okay, so we're not going to continue any further with this domain. Go back over here to our tool and just look at different ones right here. Again, what I'm gonna do here is you'll find some good domains, and again, you'll have to sift through a lot of this stuff. But if you notice that these checks only took like 5 or 10 minutes to complete, and you can really land some really good ones if you understand how the filters work and you work your jelly. So again, what I like to do is type in names of events. I like to type in people, names of people, last names, first names, because those are usually folks who are trying to rank for themselves. I like to type in things like, say, football, for example. I want to type that in there because a lot of times what happens is that you need to use your brain and look to see and look around you, just kind of see what sort of websites are people registering that could be temporarily, that can be used for like a year, a season, or whatever, and then they're just gonna let them go or expire because they're either no longer doing that, or businesses that have gone out of business are legit. Football comes to mind because where I'm at, there's a lot of football, a lot of little leagues, a lot of pee-wee football, and so some of these guys register their football schools or whatnot, and then after a while the coach leaves or whoever was maintaining the sign goes away, and they're just left there. So we'll click on football. This one kind of sticks out to me. This one appears to be pretty good. Just Cambridge Bobcat football. I don't know that they're actually ranking for anything, so let's check on that. So I'll copy and paste that. I'm gonna make sure that is still available before I move forward. And it is. I can pick it up for $10. I'm gonna make sure again that this isn't a fake PR domain. And again, there's no page rank, but it's all right. I don't care about page rank. I'm gonna check to make sure that this isn't a 301 redirected domain. Everything seems okay. And you're getting a lot of errors here because this domain isn't live. I'll go here, Internet Archive. I want to make sure that something's on here. Okay, so click on this one. It looks like, okay, well, it looks like some sort of school Actually, Cambridge Bobcats football 2009. So it looks like this is actually a legit school, or was a school domain. Somebody, some kid or some coach registered this, and they updated it. So I'm just gonna go back, say to 2012. Click on that and see what that looks like. Again, okay, so you can buy tickets to the club, schedule post, etc. This looks like somebody threw this on, and it's legit. Yep, that looks okay to me. I'm gonna go here and check to see how many times this guy was dropped. And 4 unique name servers, okay, IP. So this guy, it's actually gone through 2 registrars, which means that they transferred it from like GoDaddy to Namecheap or something, but it's never been dropped. So this is the first time it's been dropped. That's pretty good. Okay, so now let's go back here in Majestic and we'll check the profiles. Okay, so I don't see a lot of purple, but that doesn't mean anything to me right now because I see that 1,100 links right there coming from 230 different domains or websites. That's pretty good. Citation flow and trust flow are pretty low, but let's check the www version of that. Okay, so this one appears to be better on the www version of this. So it meets my criteria. Okay, I have at least 50, a very diverse referring pattern here, and I've got citation and trust flow of above 30. Now let's go back and look at the anchor text. I can see how this is very diverse. This is kind of good. If I hover over this, you can see that they're trying to rank for Bobcat football. That's their anchor text right there. Bobcat football, Cambridge Bobcats, their website. So this is what I would consider a branded domain or a brandable domain. They're not really trying to rank for like football jersey or buy Viagra's or anything like that. They're actually trying to just naturally build their website up. So let's look at anchor text. And everything looks okay. You know, the top text just says it's really branded. You know, they're looking to their anchor text is just of their brand, which is fantastic. It's what we're looking for. Let's look at some of these profiles here. The link profiles. What I'm looking for here is sites in the very top that have some pretty decent citation and trust flow. So, you know, 28 is pretty good, and these are all right. This is kind of sketchy, but if it's a school it's coming from, it's all right. So the other thing I'm going to do is there's a plugin called SEO Quake that tells me what the page rank of sites are. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to just check. Now, Majestic SEO, if you guys don't know, is a free tool you can use. It allows you to check a limited amount of domains, and it won't display as much as you see here because I have the paid version, but it does, I think, the top 10, right? And the top 10 are usually the strongest one. If you notice here, the sites get actually lower and lower as they go, so they have less meaning, less power. So with the free one, you can actually do some pretty extensive checks. But what I like to do is I'll right click here and I'll open it in a new tab just so I can see the page rank of this. So this is a page rank of 1, and this looks like it's some sort of school, some sort of school like project site. You know, right. If I saw this the first time, it looks like it appears to be some sort of blog network, but it may be some sort of directory site. I don't know. It's either way, it's a PR1 site. Let's look at some other ones here. I'm gonna click on this one, and this one appears to be Ohio Valley Photos, again from a school or something like that. They have a Facebook page, so that's pretty good. And then I'll just go down this list and check a few others. I don't see anything that, you know, sticks out as spam. And if you see this, these are coming from very diverse places. They're not coming from like all one person. There. Again, this one appears to be another school. Another school football team site. So that's pretty good. Okay, so with what I know right now, this domain is a keeper. Now, one final check is I'm going to go here. Actually, I'm going to do a couple checks. I'm going to go here to Open Site Explorer. I want to check the www version because that's what I'm interested in. And I want to just make sure that the page authority is above 30. So yeah, what I'm looking for is this right here. Page authority above 30, and then I'm looking for something in here within the same range. So if this was like 1, and this was 31, I wouldn't go for this domain. If this was like 5 and this was like 40, I wouldn't go for it. But since this is like 31 and 22, that correlates a little bit. The other thing I like to do is click on compare metric links. And it tells me what the page mouse rank is. So page mouse rank of 4.2 is pretty damn good. And a page mouse trust of 5.29 is actually really good too. So this is a legit domain. This is one that somebody obviously had and probably just forgot about it and didn't register anymore, or whoever was in charge of it just decided, well, I'm not going to register it, or whatever happened, and the domain dropped. There's nothing wrong with this domain. This is actually a great one to pick up and actually point to your PBN and direct all that link juice. So anyhow, that is really how I use this, and there's really nothing else that I need to do here except for go to Namecheap and just buy this domain for $10. Now, if I had a coupon, I can probably pick it up for 99 cents. Or if you go to GoDaddy or whatever registrar of your choice you use, you can probably enter a code and get this for 99 cents. Now, I normally, some people, and there's one more check that some people do. They type in site and the name of the actual website to see if it's indexed in Google. Okay, normally these sites are not indexed in Google because they've been dropped or they've expired, a while back. But this one, for example, is. So you can see that it is registered. It's still indexing in Google. That means that this site's a really good site to go pick up. This is a really good one. I'm actually probably going to go register this myself and use it for something else later. But yeah, sometimes they're not registered, and that's okay though. I don't really care about that, since you can get them to be indexed again if they're not totally penalized. Again, we're going to go over this one more time. The key to using expireddomains.net or Register Compass or any one of these tools, again, is the actual filters. Okay, we went from 2,000 or 20,000 domains to 33, and we found one that really works for us. And now we can continue down this list to see if others are okay. Try to stay away from things that are branded, where the brand clearly doesn't belong to them, like Nike football. I'm pretty sure they don't own that. Nike doesn't own that. So somebody created this and they're using the word Nike in the domain. You don't want to get sued by Nike. Again, Nike Youth Cleats, you can clearly tell that they're targeting a specific keyword right there in the exact match domain. I try to stay away from that. Vegas Fantasy Football Picks, that might be okay. I don't know what that looks like, but that might be okay. That might be somebody just as a hobby that built that. Football jersey fans, no, stay away from that. Cheap football boots, stay away from that as well. The key is the filter here. The other thing that I like to use is events, seminars. Just kind of think out of the box. What words can I use in here, or what type of businesses go out that I can use? You have a domain. If you do this, I know it takes a little bit of time, but if you spend a good 3 hours on this, if you spend a good 2-3 hours and you get your process down really well and you get creative with using these keywords right here, you can pick up an easy handful of domains, 5 to 10 domains that have really good strong backlinking profiles that you can use towards your building your PBN. Now, if you had 10 or 20 of these domains, you can rank for some medium to semi-medium competitive keywords. If you had a little bit more, you can probably rank for more. But think about it, the price of one PR5 domain right now is anywhere between $250 to $200. I've seen some that go for $600 and up. A PR4, anywhere between $150 to $250. A PR3, you're easily paying, from $50 to $80. So if you pick these guys up at the price of registration at $10 a piece, you can get 10 domains for $100. Like for the price of one PR3 or 4 domain, you can pick up 10 really good ones. And you can start building your private blog network and do some damage. Anyhow, hope you guys liked this tutorial. If you did, subscribe to this channel. In the description of this video, I went ahead and left a link to these resources here that you can go out and check it out. Again, this is Armando from sciencedigital.com. Check us out.